Hello, I'm Dr. D. Thank you so much for being with me again as we ask the guides. Today I did a reading with a woman who asked a question I believe that we've all asked at one time or another, and the answers that the guides gave to me were immensely helpful. So I wanted to share it with you. So let us transition into oracular space where we can connect with messages of guidance and inspiration and reassurance from sources beyond the personal self. Now that we are in an expanded field of consciousness, let us see what the guides have to say. The woman's question was this: can I trust the man that I just recently met and would like to have a further relationship with? Naturally, she didn't want to go forward if she couldn't trust him. She, like many of us in this world where there's a lot of dysfunctional relationships and emotions because of the structures that we are born into, she had had quite a few disappointing experiences. The very first card is the card of the self. And I thought this was a stunning way to begin. What they say is, trust yourself. See, where do we locate the trust? Do we take all that trust and hope and, oh, I hope this works out and I hope he treats me right and I hope, he's a good person? Do we take all of that and just invest it in the other person? In a way, take our power and give it away to another person? No, say the guides. Trust yourself. Trust that you will only enter a relationship that's good for you. That's where the security is. That no matter who he may be or what he may do or what his background is or what his patterns are, this will all remain to be seen. You can be anchored in your own honoring of yourself, of your own love of yourself, of wanting the best for yourself. You want the best maybe for your best friend or your child or a relative. But what about wanting the best for yourself actively? So the next question is obviously, all right, well, how do I do that? How do I trust myself more in terms of moving into a situation where I really don't know what those external factors might be? And the card that was given is the card of divine ideas, of ideals, of formulating concepts, of setting a goal, setting a standard for oneself. It encompasses all these things and more. It's actually an amazing card of ideas that come from a greater source than ourself. And the application of this card to her quandary, to her question is set an ideal for yourself. Maybe ideal is not quite the right word. Set a standard. You know, and this is for all of us, we know what would be good for us. We know what kinds of behaviors coming from another person are acceptable to us. And if we don't know that entirely, now's the time to think into it. Let's imagine it at a very high level. No settling for second best. No settling for, oh, well, at least I'm with someone. I'm not lonely. It's got a lot of negative sides to it. No. What is your shining vision of what a relationship could be? Your own contributions to it and the other person's contributions to it. The guides recommend that you even write a few criteria, a few standards, a few elements of this ideal for yourself and keep those clearly in mind, you see, because that is a basis on which you can trust yourself to see if those behaviors are matching what you had set as an ideal to see if it's acceptable. Is this the kind of relationship you would want to be in? Say the guides. And this process was really underlined and supported by the next card that she got, stunningly for me, the Queen of Clubs. Who is the Queen of Clubs? Well, she is an archetypal figure. She's an aspect of our personality and character that lives inside us. And the guides are asking for this to be amplified, to come to the fore. The Queen of Clubs is very observant. She notices everything. She is so grounded and steady and aware, and in a way, unfrappable is the word that came, that she can continue to observe the other person and their behavior while interacting, talking, having a good time. But her witnessing never turns off. She doesn't lose herself in, oh, let's just be swept along and by anything. She's always observing. The Queen of Clubs is detail-oriented, and this is the application to a relationship that we've perhaps just entered, and it wouldn't have to be romantic. It could be with a boss, or it could be with a potential partner in our creative work, or someone we just might want as a friend, or might want to go on a trip with, or might want to join a group who are traveling. All of these possibilities are very real. Observe the behavior of the other, and it's almost like mental checking off the boxes. Is this in alignment with what I would want in a relationship? Is this the kind of action, kind of responses that I demand because of the great honoring and esteeming of myself? Or not? And that doesn't mean that the first, below par thing they do, okay, it's all over. No, Queen of Clubs, another characteristic is she's very patient. She gives people a chance. Let's see how it tallies up. And if the good outweighs the liabilities, because heaven knows none of us are perfect or anywhere close to it. And also we can change. We can change certain behaviors and attitudes, old habits we might have gotten from family, or who knows, past life patterns that are in us. They can change and be modified in the loving context of a healthy and relationship that's drawing from higher sources and inspirational input. And so the Queen of Clubs gives this new person a chance. Show me, she says to herself, that you can live up to the standard that I set and that I will not back down from, so that I can honor myself and bring the best of myself into this relationship. So both this person that I read for and myself felt very informed by these directives from the guides. It felt like a good, solid place to stand and an actionable way of approaching the unknown, holding our power and trusting that our deepest psyche knows what's good for us, what's best for us, and will steer us toward that which amplifies us and makes us more than we are, and will steer us away from all of that which does not serve us. With those cards in mind, I'd like to offer a blessing. May we hold ourselves in the highest esteem, the esteem that the divine holds us in. May we be so clear about the ideals that we have, and may we be committed to walk only in those ideals and accept only those persons and situations that meet those standards. And give us, eagle-like perception. Let us see everything. Let us hear everything. Let us be so perceptive, see beyond the appearances into the deeper aspects of who a person is, what their intentions are, and whether they are one that we want to spend our time with. We know you're helping us always, and with all our hearts, we thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. And I thank you for being with me again. This work is interactive, like the woman that I read for and myself. I got so much from her reading. We get so much from each other's inspiration and life experiences. And so let us continue. I look forward to when we meet again soon as we ask the guides.